Hey guys, it's Caitlin and welcome to my February 2022 bullet journal setup video. All the supplies I'm using are linked in the description below. So I went with a very dreamy theme for this month with a lot of soft pastel colours. I'd say it has like a sleepover aesthetic as well to it. So starting off on my quote page, I'm adding a few little fairy lights strung up along the top. And the quote I decided on this month is, "Dreams don't work unless you do." I decided on this quote because I wanted it to relate back to the whole dreamy aesthetic I have going on throughout this setup, but I also wanted to remind myself that any dreams that I have aren't just going to fall into place, like I need to work towards them to achieve them. A dream of mine for a while now has been working in aged care, and this year I have actually decided to start studying for a Certificate 3 in individual support where I can actually achieve that career path in the future. Another dream of mine has been to start a YouTube channel and actually make something of it, and this YouTube channel so far has been really fun to do, and I hope I can keep doing it for the rest of the year. So yeah, I'm actually feeling really confident about this year. Like, I'm actually putting in the work and effort to achieve some long-term goals and dreams of mine, so it feels great to actually be making some progress so far. So if you have a dream that you really want to achieve, but you're too scared to start or you're afraid of failing, just take that leap. Because nothing's ever going to happen if you don't try it. It's okay to fail or feel overwhelmed, but when you put in the effort and finally reach your goals, I can guarantee that your past self will thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone to achieve your goals. I purchased some of these washi tapes off Etsy that I thought would go really well with my dreamy setup, and they look so cute. I'm so glad I got them. Moving on to the cover page now, I'm just keeping it pretty simple. I'm just adding a nice little cloud with some dangly little star fairy lights and the word February in some bubble writing. The colours I'll be using throughout the setup are mostly pastel pinks, blues, yellows, and the occasional purple. I purchased some Crayola SuperTips recently, and I love how inexpensive they are, yet they come with so many different colours. If you're a beginner bullet journaler, I really highly recommend them. Let me know in the comments below what theme you guys chose for your February bullet journal setup. Since there's so much blank space on the page, I thought I'd use some of my new washi tape to fill it in, and I thought it made it look so much cuter. Now it's time to move on to the monthly calendar spread. I'm going in and adding my title in the bubble font and adding a few little sparkles along the sides, and then adding in the days of the week. So now I'm going in and drawing out the calendar. I'm still super proud that I can draw lines freehand semi-okay now. And of course, no calendar would be complete without the dates. I can't wait to use my bullet journal next month because I really love the dreamy aesthetic. I'm really excited because I'm going to be starting an art journal soon, and I'm going to be sharing it with you guys on here, and I already have a few videos in mind and I can't wait to get started with that. My art journal will be a little bit different compared to my bullet journal because my bullet journal is more of my own art and drawings, whereas my art journal will be more for like collages, scrapbooking, sticker sheets, just any sort of other creative stuff that I want to do that isn't just bullet journal spreads. So I just added a few little drawings down the bottom of some candles, blankets, bunny slippers and some pillows, and then added some washi tape along with it. So moving on to my habits tracker page, I'm just adding a little bit of scrap paper for the title and then adding some more fairy lights and sparkles. I have this really bad habit of writing out words and then putting on the accent color behind it afterwards. I've been getting a little bit better at putting the color down first before I write the word, as you can see here with my habits, but later on I do it again, and it annoys me so much because the page can look so good and then you just see that little bit of smudge and it annoys me so much. So I'm adding some more clouds behind the habits just because I thought the page would look a bit plain without it otherwise. I ended up really loving how my habits tracker page came out. Like, it's nothing special or anything like that, but I just really like how the clouds and the sparkles look behind it and they mesh together well. So moving over to my mood tracker page, we're just once again starting off with some more clouds and then some bubble font. Out of all my spreads, this one probably took me the longest just because it took me so long to design, sketch out and make sure all the proportions looked okay for the angle that it was at. But all of it was worth it just because I had a clear vision in my head that I wanted it to be like a dreamy bedroom where throughout the month I could colour in different objects in the room depending on what my mood was. So around the room there'll be 28 items that correspond to the 28 days in the month. For me personally, I like mood trackers that inspire me to be a bit more creative and think outside the box. It really motivates me to fill out something like a picture opposed to a graph, because then I get to look forward to filling it out at the end of the day and knowing that at the end of the month it's going to look really pretty. If you've enjoyed this video so far, maybe leave a like, comment or subscribe, as it really helps my channel out. And if you want to keep up to date with my videos and be notified when they're released, don't forget to turn on post notifications. So now that the picture's done, I'm just going in and adding some colour to the bits that aren't included in the 28 objects that I'll be colouring in throughout the month. This is basically just reserved for the things like the bed, the desk, the shelf, just things that I personally didn't want to colour in with these bright colourful colours. And finally I'm just adding the colours that will represent my moods as a guide throughout the month. So I really liked a brain dump page last month, so I decided to add one this time just because I was really missing just a dedicated page to write down any thoughts or ideas or just anything that needed a place to go. So I'm just going to keep this page pretty simple and blank, obviously, just so I have enough room to write. So I added some ripped paper and a little drawing of a dream journal. Not really a huge fan of the yellow that I chose to colour it in with, but it's already been done. So now we're just moving on to my meal prep page. I know meal prep pages aren't for everyone, but I find that it really helps me personally. That's why I include it in my bullet journal spreads. So I wanted my meal prep page to look cute and match the dreamy aesthetic. So instead of doing like some simple boxes to represent the weeks in a month like I did last time, I instead decided to do this little setup that's supposed to look like some notes stuck on a bedroom wall. I wasn't happy with just drawing on the tape, so I decided to cut up little bits of washi tape and use that instead. Now I'm just numbering the boxes for each week in February where I'll be planning my meals. So just with the spare boxes that I had that I wouldn't be using for the meal prepping, I thought I'd add some cute little dreamy stickers just to make it really look like a bedroom wall with posters on it. And finally I'm just adding a few more little details like colouring and lines just to really bring the whole picture together. I'm up to my last page, which is my weekly spread. As if I haven't abused the clouds enough as it is, I'm going in and adding a few more around. So I realised when I was editing this video that I actually forgot to put the dates down on each day, so now I'm going to have to go back and add that in afterwards. I'm colouring in the clouds and then drawing out the boxes for each day. As you can see, I messed up my line there, but nothing that a little bit of white marker can't fix up. I'm adding some fairy lights to break up the days. The top row will be dedicated to events, while the bottom row is dedicated to tasks. I'm just using my white POSCA paint marker to fix up any mistakes I've made. I find the best way to cover mistakes with the white POSCA paint markers is to wait for your mistake to fully dry before you go over it, because sometimes when you try to go over it when it's not dry, it can actually bleed through the paint marker and make it spread more, which is not what you want. And I'll always apply the paint marker by doing a dotting motion, and then after that's dry I'll go on and draw over it like normal, just because I feel like that gives me the best coverage. And with that, my February 2022 bullet journal setup is done. Let's take a look at the final flip through. I really love this setup, and I really like how the pastels and the dreamy aesthetic all complement each other, and I really just can't wait to fill it out because it really makes me happy just looking at it. Let me know in the comments below what spread I created was your favourite. I think my favourite was definitely the mood tracker. I hope you guys feel inspired after watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment or subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time with either an art journal video or my next bullet journal setup video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.